And when there's that vacuum of conversation in Canada, we tend to resort to a bunch of stock symbols to define who we are. I think you know what they are. We saw most of them the closing ceremonies of the Vancouver Olympics. Kind of embarrassing, really. I mean, you know what? They're fine. I don't have anything against any of these things. These are all fine. But they don't really tell the story of who we are. These are a bunch of cliches and stereotypes that can only go so far. Around 1995, I met a luthier, a guitar maker by the name of George Rosani. He was building guitars in kind of an unusual way. He, well, at the time he was living in Greenbank, Ontario, and he was trying to build a guitar just using wood from his property, not with Brazilian rosewood and Japanese maple and African ebony and all those woods that you're supposed to make a guitar out of. And with his sort of commitment to Canadian wood in mind and my feelings about the impending referendum, I said to George, do you think you could build a guitar using pieces from every province and territory of Canada? He said, well, I'd love to give it a try. And so I began to gather these pieces through research and outreach and wishing. And I know they don't look like much. In fact, some of them aren't much. Some of these things are literally construction scrap or picked up off the tundra in northern Canada. The point is that every single one of these pieces tells a story. Putting it in the hands of Canadians is sort of what it's all about. I mean, this is something we all share. I haven't met anybody yet who doesn't have some connection to this guitar, whether it's a piece that's in it, somebody who's played it, somebody who's held it, a song that's been sung on it, a place that it's been. And that's been a remarkable kind of feeling to have something that makes people feel more Canadian. Even Americans who hold it for the first time feel a bit more Canadian.
It's a perfect time of day to throw all your cares away. Put the sprinkler on the lawn and run through with my gym shorts on. Take a drink right from the hose and change into some dry clothes. Take a walk into my room, sleep away the afternoon. It's like a dream you're trying to remember, but it's gone when you try to dream. It only comes when it's beyond when you try to see the world beyond your front door. Take the time to clear out the biggest smile when you realize that I myself might take a while just to try to figure out what all this is for. Pitch me, 'cause I'm still asleep. Please, God, tell me that I'm still asleep. On an evening such as
journey to see the future. It takes thousands more to make it real. It takes one with vision and with passion. It takes thousands more to close the deal. In the mind of one, Lester could be fierce. Nations united, more real than any dream.
played it till my fingers bled. It was the summer of '69. Me and some guys from school had a band, tried real hard. Jimmy quit, Joey got married. Should've known you'd never get far. Oh, and I look back now, that summer single lasts forever. Oh, if I had a chance, last forever. Those were the best days of my life. just like an old time movie about a ghost from a wishing well. In a castle dark or a fortress strong with chains upon my feet, you know that ghost is me. And I will never be set free as long as I'm a ghost that you can't see.
Well, really just to paint a more colorful picture of Canada, to try and steer away from some of the cliches. Not steer away from, include them too, but paint with a larger brush and include some of the stories that often get overlooked. A way to start a conversation about who we are. And the fact that, you know, if I ask you to think of 10 Canadians who have helped to define Canadian culture for the last 50 years, you might have a writer, filmmaker, painter in there, but I'll bet you most of them would be guitar players. It's something we do really, really well.